Welcome back to Here's Next Door. Thank you all for joining us. Today we are back in Pennsylvania, which is my home state. We're in Susquehanna Township. We're going to do the Rescue Fire Company. It's just outside of Harrisburg, so let's go see what they have. So we're going to start this tour off going right through the patio into their crew room. We're going to meet up with their captain. His name's Boland, and let's go see what he has to show us. Are you Mark?
Good, sir. How are you?
Good. Thanks for inviting us down.
Absolutely.
So absolutely beautiful drive coming down here. How far out are you from Harrisburg area?
About 4 or 5 miles.
Okay, so you're real close.
Very close.
Are you a fully volunteer station? Do you
Yes.
have paid, or what do you do, guys?
We're fully volunteer.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And this is obviously your crew room. This
Yep.
is very beautiful. How old is the building?
This was built in the addition was built in 2017.
Okay.
The main building was built in 1988.
Okay. All right. So, and obviously you guys have a good area here. You got a kitchen area for the crew, a bunch of seats for everybody to sit down and watch. But how many members do you have with the other department?
About 50 active members.
Okay, that's a pretty good size. So, and you also do a couple of unique things here. You have a brand new rescue, which I was doing
Yep.
some research on. We're going to take a look at that. But you also do a live-in program, is that correct?
Yes, we do. Yep. We have room for 10 live-ins. Right now we have 3 active full-time live-ins.
Okay.
And we're obviously always recruiting for more.
Right, right. So as we go around, I'm going to ask you a lot more about this live-in program. You are now the third company that we've talked about that, but none that can incorporate 10 different providers. So I'm kind of curious to figure out, what is that all about? So
Okay.
you mind showing us around your company here?
Sure. So obviously this is the day room, the crew room.
Okay. I noticed
full
you got
kitchen.
2 fridges. Do you
Yep.
run platoons or?
No, one's for our regular members, and then we have one dedicated just for the live-ins.
Gotcha.
To use.
Okay, so they come down here also and kind of relax, and
Yep.
that's the live-in program. Okay.
Yep.
Got a ton of stuff up on the wall here.
Yep. Some of our more memorable incidents.
Yeah. So this is always a good thing. Even though your building is fairly young as far as age, bringing in the history of your company is very important,
Oh, yeah.
especially for those newer members. One of the things that we struggle with here in the fire service is, trying to get those newer members and letting them understand where we were and where we're going to.
Absolutely.
By putting these kind of things up on the wall, helps with that.
Absolutely.
So, all right, where do we go from here?
So we can go upstairs to the living quarters.
Oh, perfect. All right, I'll follow
There's
you.
some offices
Okay.
up there.
So as we make our way upstairs to the crew room, I was doing that research I mentioned about. You actually have 2 stations, correct?
We do.
Okay, where's your other station?
We have
located?
another station on 6th Street
Okay, and that was built when?
in 1950.
Okay, and do you house people there, or what do you do over there? Is that-
We can. That's more right now of our banquet hall, social hall.
Okay.
We do have room down there for 4 additional live-ins.
Okay.
If we fill up here. So this is our live-in facilities.
Okay.
We have a gym up here, all of our live-in bunk rooms, training room, and our fire chief's office.
Okay. So it's a pretty
administrative
functional. How many live-ins did you say you had?
We have 3 right now,
Okay.
and we can have up to 10 in this building.
Okay. So as we walk back here, this is your gym, right?
Yes.
You mind if we take a look inside?
Yep. Let's go.
All right, in here. Oh wow, this is a really nice gym.
Yep.
So you got everything that you need. You got your free weights, you got your treadmills, you got your bike machines. So everything that you need.
A little bit of everything.
Where's this door go?
That goes out to the apparatus bay.
Okay.
However, it's just for ventilation.
Okay.
There's no stairs. There's
Okay. So don't fall out of it.
no. There's safety measures in place there. But,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And we're actually just received a grant to update all of our gym equipment.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll be going through that here in the next few months.
It's always important, whether you're a paid staff or volunteer staff, to try to stay as physically fit as possible.
Absolutely.
So you as administration, being the captain and offering this to your members and your live-ins, is a huge asset to anybody that wants to join your fire company.
Yep.
If someone wants to join the fire company, how do they go about doing that?
So they can get a hold of us by phone, Facebook, social media, our website, and then we bring them in, give them application, do an interview process,
Okay.
and then vote them in for
Do they have to
membership.
have any experience coming into the
No,
service?
no experience at all,
Okay.
even for our live-ins. And
And you guys will walk them through it
Yep.
and make sure they get all the certifications.
we pay for all
they need.
their basic training up to Firefighter 1. If they want to go to and do technical rescue classes, we always encourage that.
Right.
Being the rescue company.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to know. So let's go take a look where these live-ins live.
Yep.
Oh, bunk right off the
Right here.
Okay.
Yep, here's our first one.
All right. Oh, wow. Okay. So you have 3 bunks in this bunk room.
Yes.
Do they normally all stay together like this, like a dorm? It feels like a college dorm. really.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost. So we have two 3-person bunk rooms, and then
Okay.
we have two 2-person bunk rooms.
Okay. Now, if I wanted to become part of this, how do I go about doing that?
So you apply for membership. We vote you in as a member, and then you apply to be a live-in.
Okay.
And that can be the same day, same transition.
Okay. So, I basically get a hold of you on your website. How would I get a hold of you to potentially
So-
start this process?
Website, Facebook, other social media platforms, or just call the station.
Okay.
And
Okay. Now, because I'm volunteering as a live-in, do I have to do? Is there other requirements for me to do, or can I just live here? And
there's certain requirements as far as hours, staffing hours, trainings, special events.
Okay. Do I have to be working anywhere? Do I have to go to school? Because when we worked with the live-ins that we did an interview down in Westchester, they had to have either have a full-time job or they had to be going to school. Are you kind of the same kind of program?
We're the same way. You either have to be going to school or working full time.
Okay. So we're taking a little bit of time out of the station cribs and actually talk to one of the live-ins here. This is Nick. He's one of the firefighter live-ins. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for taking some time out of your day to talk to us.
Yeah.
All right. And how long have you been in the live-in program here?
So I've been in the live-in program with 37 for about 3.5 years.
Okay. How did you get started doing that? What got you involved?
So what got me involved was the fact that this was a rescue company and the fact that they do a lot of special rescue stuff from vehicle to trench to water, because we cover the Susquehanna River. And just being able to live here and have that opportunity to get more experience, and at the most random times at night as well.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Now, what I understood when I was walking around with Mark was that you have also regulations in order to live here.
Correct.
Can you explain to me what those would be?
So as far as station duties go, we have a chore list as far as a maintenance and rig checklist that we have to complete. We actually do have clipboards over there of all the rigs with certain things that we need to check off. Those are completed monthly, not just by live-ins, by different members as well. As far as station chores, just mopping the day room floor and wiping down the countertops, cleaning the bathroom. Now, as far as from a firefighting aspect, we need to have at least our interior and be 18 or older to live here, and then have Fire 1 within a year as well.
Okay. That's actually pretty cool to have. When you got here, did you have all your background already?
So I had just finished my interior firefighting Module D through HAC, and then I moved in about a week and a half later.
Okay. Now, I've also heard that they're currently looking for more roommates for you.
Right, correct.
So how many roommates have you gone through?
So when I became a live-in, I was the 5th or 6th guy. And so at one point we had 7 people living here. And then, someone moved out, went to the Navy, someone got hired by Harrisburg, someone moved out, bought a house in Dauphin. So we haven't gone through too much, maybe like 3 or 4.
So they're not leaving because they're disgruntled. They're leaving
Right.
because they're moving on in their careers, or they're
Correct.
moving to different areas, maybe getting married, like you said, going to the Navy.
Right.
You know, those are pretty big things. So over the 3.5 or 4 years you've been here, you've been pretty happy,
Yeah.
you know, working with these guys.
Yeah, it's been very good.
Tell me some of the pros of doing this versus the cons of doing this, because everybody will want to know, you know, what is a live-in program really about? You know, I hear a lot of the positives, and I want to know some of the negatives.
Right, of course. So some of the positives of being a live-in is, number one, rent-free, you know.
It's a big one nowadays.
Absolutely. I'd say just getting more experience and just becoming a more well-rounded individual, as well as a more well-rounded firefighter. It definitely moves you up in your training and gets you more prepared to become a career firefighter if you were to go down that path.
Okay.
Also, just all the different people you'll get to meet, different people you work with, and not just in the fire service, but on the streets as well.
Right, right. So what would be the negatives? Is there any negatives? There doesn't sound like there's a whole lot of negatives.
I mean, you know, no one really wants to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning for a lift assist, but, you know, we're here to do
So
a job.
you got the typical, you know, fire response, you know,
Right.
3 o'clock, stub toe, we're going to have to get up.
Absolutely.
Knowing that, to me, that's really not a negative. That's just part of the job.
Right, yeah.
So, you know, I appreciate that. You know, this is an awesome opportunity. If someone wanted to become part of the live-in program, how would they go ahead and do that?
So, like I said, at least 18 years of age and be a member in the company. All they basically got to do is write on their application, you know, requesting for live-in status.
Okay.
Now, the big requirements to be a part of a live-in program here is to either be in school, so like going Hack just down the road here,
Okay.
and surrounding colleges like Widener's just up the road, Central Penn's across the river, or working a full-time job.
Okay.
So at least one of those two things in order to live here. If you have those and your criminal background check's clean and you have your interior, you know, you'll be good to go.
Right, right. That's an awesome opportunity. And from what I was talking to Mark, you hit him up on the website. They do a lot of big Facebook stuff, Instagram, you know, all those different social media platforms to join. So
Absolutely.
I thank you for doing that. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Mike.
So
Appreciate it.
I think we're going to catch back up with Mark, and we'll finish up the station cribs.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll catch you later.
See ya.
Mark, the one thing that I noticed when we were coming to the gym and actually going here, you have laundry facilities.
Yes, we do.
Right on location here. So is that for all the members? Is that for truck towels? What are the...
Up here is for mostly the live-ins, but if regular members, if we have a fire or something we need to clean up from, we can wash everything up here.
Okay.
We have separate washer and dryer downstairs for truck towels and gear and
Yeah, so
that
keep
kind of stuff.
keep those things separate because the truck towels get kind of nasty.
Yes.
So you have showers
Yep,
for everybody?
Two shower facilities.
Okay. And then we walk by, these are all each bunks, right?
Yep, these are the two-person bunks.
Okay. When can you join as a firefighter?
At 14.
At 14.
Yep, you can be a junior firefighter at 14.
Okay.
Obviously, you can't do interior stuff until you get that training and you're 18.
Okay.
But between 14 and 18, we send them through classes that they're able to take. We try to take them on as many calls as we can with limitations.
Yeah, yeah. Over to my left here, I noticed that you actually have a training room. Is that
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you guys do in-house training?
We do.
Okay.
Yep.
So you do things such as, do you do AED, CPR
We do
trainings?
CPR, AED. We just did a wilderness search and rescue class in-house to go with our new UTV that we put in service.
Okay. Behind us is the chief's office?
That's the chief's office. Yep.
Okay. And then, so basically we have the 2 dorms back there, these 2 dorms up here.
Yep.
3 and 3, 2 and 2.
Yep.
All right, that's awesome. Do we have anything else up here?
Not up here.
All right, let's go see the rest of the house.
Alrighty.
So now we're gonna make our way to the rest of the house, correct?
Correct.
And we gotta make our way back through the crew room that we mentioned.
Yep.
And then into the engine bay and the EMS side?
Yes.
Okay. So before I forget, the one thing that we always mention and where all the problems are solved is around the fire table. This is absolutely beautiful. Did you have this made, or did one of your members do this? Or?
So we had the table donated.
Okay.
and then we send it out to get wrapped.
Okay.
So this is actually just a wrap.
Wow, I would not expect that.
Yeah.
That looks,
It turned out phenomenal.
Fantastic. Yeah, we spend a lot of time around those tables.
I love this table.
You know, whether it's eating or just, you know,
Solving the world's problems.
Exactly. All right, so we make our way through the engine bay.
Yep.
And now, what I understood when I was looking it up, you have EMS here, but they're not part of you, right?
Correct. So they're a separate entity.
Okay. So you basically give them an opportunity to stay here in your house.
Yes.
That's an awesome way to collaborate between places, because many times from the EMS aspect, which is I'm part of, we struggle to find land, we struggle to find locations to stage our ambulances, you know, to respond correctly.
Yeah.
So
Then this is a good central area for this uptown area.
is this an ALS or a BLS unit?
It's normally an ALS unit.
Okay.
And it can be shifted to a BLS unit depending on their staffing.
Okay. And we go through this door over here to go see their
Yep. Right through the red door.
All right, we'll go take a look. So what do we have on this side of the building?
So this side is EMS, our EMA office.
Okay, this makes more sense. So remind me again, what does AMA stand for? Or what is the acronym that you mentioned?
EMA is
EMA.
Emergency Management Agency.
Okay.
So
Okay, so this is basically the area that they would come to manage the big incidents.
Yeah.
We talked about the ICS upstairs. The person would come down here and manage this because you got the maps on the walls, you got the radio systems.
Yep.
All those logistics of ICS is managed here.
yes.
Is this a paid position or is this a volunteer also?
This is a paid position. We have a part-time paid EMA person through the township.
Okay, okay. So they would come here when the big incidents come and start running it.
Yep.
This is awesome to have in your building.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's a great resource. You got everything right here ready to roll. You know, all the different radios. So it's good to see.
Yep.
So as we come back out here, we're going down the hallway to your
Fleet maintenance.
fleet
Yep.
maintenance. Wow, you have a fleet maintenance on staff?
Yes, we have a full-time fleet maintenance technician
Okay.
for the.
One of the things that we struggle with at the fire company that I work with is maintenance itself. Many
Yeah.
times we have to send our units out, you know, to the local, garage or even specialty units. We have to send that out. Having a fleet maintenance manager to take care of your stuff here is got to be huge.
It's huge. Yep.
Yeah.
He can do a lot of stuff in house.
All right, and we go back down the hallway, right?
Yep.
All right, so down at the end of the quarters here are the EMS quarters, right?
Yes.
And
Yep.
right
and
now,
then they have their own bathroom facilities and shower.
okay. And then we're heading right back out to where we started, which is the engine bay, right?
Yes.
Or apparatus bay. Depends where you go. We've been traveling across the country. Some people call it engine bay, some people call it apparatus bay. I think we're calling it apparatus because you have a bunch of stuff
We do.
here. You don't just have engines. You have a John boat,
Yep.
and what else? Can you talk us through it?
So we have the John boat. We have an inflatable on a trailer. We also have a squad, which has a boat on top of it.
Okay.
However, that's out for maintenance right now.
Okay.
We have our primary engine, suppression engine.
Okay.
We have our special unit, which is normally down at the other station. However, is up here because of the squad being out right now.
Okay.
We have a tanker, our heavy rescue, and a Quint.
So your main engine here, what year, make, and model is that?
It's a 2008 Pierce Quantum.
Okay. That's a nice truck.
Very nice.
And your tanker?
Tanker is a 2011 Pierce Freightliner,
Okay.
2,000 gallons.
Wow. It's a nice looking truck. Is that four-wheel drive?
It is not.
It's
No.
huge, though.
It's huge.
It feels
and
like
it's short, so we can get in a lot of places that these bigger super tankers, I'll call them, just
Right.
can't maneuver. It's very
Right.
very easy to maneuver.
This is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
What is this?
This is our new heavy rescue,
Okay.
bought in 2019.
Okay.
It's a Pierce. also.
Another Pierce.
Yeah.
You guys are liking
Everything's
Pierce.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everything's Pierce.
Yeah. And then we're making our way down towards the end of the bay here, and you have what left?
We have our 75-foot Quint
Okay.
that we classify as, we run it as an engine. We don't typically run it as a truck,
Okay.
but it's one of our other main engines.
Okay. I noticed that all your gear racks are on the outside, so it's
Yep.
easy to come in right from the parking lot into the engine bay, get your gear on, get on the truck.
Yep.
Do you guys allow your volunteers to go to the scene? Do you want them to come here first?
We
How do
want
you
everybody to
operate?
come here.
Okay.
The only ones that go to the scene are chief officers or the line officer.
Okay. So let's make our way up towards the front of the engine bay here so we can actually give the viewers a good look at each of these engines.
Yep.
You know, the fact that these are, relatively, newer, but older, I couldn't tell. If I looked at all these trucks, I'd say they're brand new.
We take great pride in keeping our apparatus up to date and clean. And
I love the black over red too. Is that a new scheme that you're going for?
yes, that's the new paint scheme we're going with.
Absolutely beautiful. Now, I heard your chief is going to be in the area. Are we able to talk to him a little bit today?
Absolutely.
All right.
So, this is Chief Reist.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Hey, how you doing, Mike? Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us out. We appreciate you inviting us out and showing the viewers, your beautiful station here.
Oh, not a problem.
So I love the fact that you have the live-in program. You have all these, great pieces of apparatus for anybody to come down and, volunteer and start helping you out.
Every little bit helps.
So now I hear you have a couple of different things too. I saw the John boats in the back. Do you guys participate in a water service program?
So not only do we respond in our local area along the Susquehanna River and the different tributaries, but we're also part of a state deployment team through PEMA that they can call on us. I know last year we deployed out to Philadelphia to assist them with some flooding situations. So we can be deployed anywhere in the state through that program.
That's awesome. That's awesome to do. As volunteers, one of the things that we struggle with is making sure we get that variety of calls so people stay interested. That's a good way to do it.
Oh, absolutely. Especially having the heavy rescue service, it allows us to have a lot more of a grab bag, so to speak, of what people can choose from as far as specialties go.
Yeah. Now, I heard you guys have the live-in program. You talked me through most of that as we were going along. Do you guys struggle to get volunteers still, even though you have a live-in program?
So I'm sure Mark told you, we boast probably 50 that we consider active members. But out of those active members, how many do you actually get responding to daily calls? You have people that are on rosters that show up for meetings and help out. But let's face it, the volunteerism across the country has been dying off.
Right.
So to make a short answer, yes.
Okay.
Everybody's struggling trying to get volunteers in the door. So we're doing everything we can, including a recruitment and retention reimbursement program we started with the township in order to help give back a little bit to the volunteers that are giving us so much.
How does that work?
So basically, you're required to have at least a year in the department. Now that's either Susquehanna Township Department. We have 2 departments in the township. And you can be a member of either one of those in order to get the incentive reimbursement program. The more training you get, the higher tiered you go. So obviously for us, the highest certification you get is for a rescue certification, which is the blue front. I don't know if you saw them when you were walking around the lockers. But that means that you're certified at least to an operations level in all forms of technical rescue along the 1006 series, as well as BVRT, special vehicle rescue, all that gambit along the line. So for that person, that would be a top tier. Now, out of those, you get points for showing up for training. You get points for showing up for calls. Everything along that feeds into that program. So the more you show up, the more time you put in, the more training you put in, the higher the reimbursement's going to be. And I believe it's a maximum of $340 per quarter for somebody that's
pretty
rescue
nice.
qualified.
That's one way to give back for sure. It's not necessary for volunteers. The way I thought about it, I'm volunteering my time. I don't expect anything in return, but to have a little bit of appreciation. That's really what you're doing. Saying, hey, thank you for showing up. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Here's something that you can, maybe go get a new hat or sticker or whatever.
So we're not actually paying them for the service.
Right.
We're just kind of giving them back something for everything they're giving us.
Right.
So it's a distinction there between the 2.
That's awesome. That's awesome to do. So I want to thank you very much again for what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
Mark, thank you for taking us around your house. It was absolutely beautiful. So once again, this is Heroes Next Door. This was the Station Cribs with Susquehanna Township Rescue Fire Company. If you're in the area, stop by, hit them up. They'd be happy to hear from you. Start volunteering, give back to your community. Thank you for watching. Do us a favor before we end. Hit subscribe, hit notifications so we can keep bringing you more. We're trying to hit that 100,000 subscriber mark in just a couple of months. Hopefully by the end of the year, with your help, we can do that. Before we completely end, do us a favor. Go to our website, hit up some merchandise, get yourself a hat, get yourself a shirt, help us out so we can keep bringing you more. We'll see you again next week.